3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of We Talk. Today it's Wednesday, we dine, and we are headed to Café Prestige. Heading over to our website for some news. Although rental markets across most advanced economies are on a path of recovery due to the resumption of normal life, improved pace of COVID-19 vaccination and job growth, these dynamics remain far-fetched in the Namibian market context. More specifically, demand fundamentals remain relatively weak in the local economy. This is evident in the FNB Residential Rental Index, which retained an annual contraction of 2.3% at the end of September this year, from the preceding quarter, which still worse than minus 1.3% seen in September last year. Meanwhile, the national weighted average rent came in at 6,790 Namibian dollars at the end of September this year, from 7,061 Namibian dollars a year ago. The continued deterioration of the residential rental market also appears to highlight easing competition pressures within the single-family market due to limited inventory of affordable housing. This is particularly true for the central region. Most notably, the two-bedroom and one-bedroom segments recorded the largest rental contraction of 1.5% and 1.1% year-on-year to 6,512 Namibian dollars and 3,583 Namibian dollars respectively. A closer look at the central region shows that Windhoek is the biggest residential rental market, accounting for 92% of rental listings year to date. This, nonetheless, reflects a marginal decrease from 92.4% and 95% in 2020 and 2019 respectively, which in FNB's view explains the rising prominence of the coastal and northern regions as potential jurisdictions for holiday homes. The 12-month average rent in Windhoek contracted by 5% year-on-year and 2.2% quarter-to-quarter to 6,700 Namibian dollars at the end of September this year. Namibia braces itself for more socio-economic problems as food prices increase by 26.2%, but alcohol only with 12%. Does it now mean that it is better to consume alcohol than buying food? Communities are feeling the strain, heavy with poverty, unemployment, homelessness, and alcohol abuse. Government should be lobbied to look at the current socio-economic situation and introduce relief measures. In the absence of the alcohol policy not yet implemented in the country, urgent community interventions need to be looked at to reduce alcohol abuse and related harm. One such intervention is implementing the ban on alcohol advertising to the point of sale as proposed in the draft Prevention of Substance Abuse Bill of 2021. With Christmas around the corner, parastatals and non-governmental organizations go into full swing to make sure we experience a low or no death toll on Namibian roads. However, of particular concern is the sale of alcohol at petrol stations. Adverts add to the problem because it invites people to fill up and stock up as Namibians embark on journeys home to friends and family, often resulting in death and injury. The slogan for safety on the road takes a bitter turn as it changes from "don't drink and drive" to "don't drink and die." It is obvious that banning alcohol advertising won't stop people from drinking, but it's also abundantly clear that the social cost of alcohol abuse is much more than society can afford. Banning of alcohol advertising will reduce the idea that consuming alcohol is normal and glamorous. According to the World Health Organization in 2016, the minority of Namibians drink, with 69.7% of people not drinking. The veld fire that started near Okahanya about a week ago still rages on. According to Corney Krieger, the fire spread to Ovitoto at the end of last week. No real efforts were made to extinguish the fire, and very strong winds blew the fire to the government farm on Saturday, from where it further spread. Since then, Leopard Lodge, Okaramuti, Midgard, Bergkwel, Teufelsbach, and Okapuka either burned down completely or suffered major damage. We can't anymore. We've been burning for the past 3 days and we are exhausted. I have had about 10 hours of sleep in this time, Carrère said. On social media, it is alleged that the Namibian army had a shooting practice that caused the fire. In 2012, a fire also started at the Osona army base, where after numerous farms burned down. The army did not help put out the fire then either. On Sunday, a team from the Windhoek Fire Brigade helped fight the fire, and by Monday, the army had sent soldiers to help out the farm Okaramuti. The military did not respond to questions at the time of going to press.
I'm gonna cross that river, Jordan. Yes, I am. I'm gonna leave my heart wide open. Yes, I am. Let me tell you, baby, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, baby, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yeah, baby, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This morning I'm joined with Jonathan here from Café Prestige. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me.
Can you quickly run us through what does Café Prestige offer?
So, sort of at the baseline, we're obviously a coffee shop. We do have sort of that lounge bar evening vibe as we sort of transition into the evening. But we've become obviously a lot more than that. So beyond your cappuccinos and your sandwiches, muffins, etc., we do a lot of events, especially in collaboration now with the FNCC,
Yes.
and which is an exciting part of our move, to say the least.
Yes, you recently did move to the FNCC. Tell us about the move and what inspired it.
So the move was a very kind of quick timeline for us, but we were just looking for an opportunity to continue growing our business, bigger and better, obviously. So as we were navigating different spaces, different partnerships, the FNCC was a really exciting opportunity for us because as a cultural center, there was a lot of synergy with what we were doing with our community partnerships. Obviously, you are familiar with the previous space at our last location, and we were definitely growing larger, and I think that we needed to find a space that suited that growth.
You are host to Drag Night Namibia every month. Why was it so important to create the safe space for the LGBTQ community?
As a member of the community myself, I am a gay man. I found this was something that was very clearly marginalized and underrepresented, and that the event opportunity is one thing, but the space is the most important. To be able to foster a very nurturing, safe environment. The drag night is, on one hand, a facet of the queer community, but on the other facet is a performing arts.
Yes.
And I think that the creativity behind that, the talent behind that is also very important to recognize. And we just don't see as much opportunity in Windhoek, and by extension Namibia. I mean, there are a lot of organizations that are doing some amazing things, and I applaud that, and I would like to see more of it. But I think that specific to Drag Night Namibia, and creating that inclusive, safe space for people to come to. It was part of that bigger vision of being able to have, you know, that inclusivity, and whether it's for drag night or for one of our other events, or whether it's just for a cup of coffee, you should be able to come into a space and feel safe and welcome.
We are celebrating Pride Week in Namibia this week, and it's the first time that it's so big. It's focusing over a week, and you have a function here on Thursday. Tell us about that.
We do. So I'm not sure if you're familiar, but back in June, which is the International Pride Month, Café Prestige with Afano, we had a Love is Love exhibition. And so this upcoming Thursday's event is sort of, I'm not going to say reimagined, it's just like an opportunity for us to bring back the Love is Love exhibition, but there's a little bit of a focus. It's a tribute for B-Wise, who was a feature artist from the last exhibition, and they unfortunately passed away in October. Their contributions to the queer and to the creative community was insurmountable, and we just saw this as an opportunity to pay our respects, as well as invite the community to come and recognize that there is, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of talent locally, and whether that's doesn't matter your gender, your age, your sex, there has to be a representation. And I think that exhibitions like Love is Love, organizations like Afano are really trying to highlight that and build those opportunities. So this coming Thursday, which is December 2nd, it's from 7 to 9. That's a free event, so it's open to the public. All are welcome to come. We are doing it as a tribute to B-Wise. Their work is going to be on display, and that will run for about a week until the Human Rights Day exhibition that the FNCC is co-hosting with us, or rather we are co-hosting with them, and that's presented by the UN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, my pleasure.
Good luck with
Thank you.
the rest of the week.
Thank you.
And
I hope to see you at the Pride activities. It's starting off tomorrow with the Feminist Festival.
Yes. I'm very involved in a media capacity.
Awesome. I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. For your life hack today, sleeping on your right side will let you actually fall asleep rather than when you sleep on your left. And next up, Jeanette Diergaard for your Flex Minute.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Flex. I'm Jeanette Diergaard, your presenter for Flex. Now today we will be stretching our back, especially if you have lower back pain. So I'm just going to show you a few movements that will help you in this regard. Okay, so we're going to do a child's pose right here. So a child's pose, the reason why it's such a good stretch for your lower back is because it stretches out your glutes and it also stretches into your spine. So you can do these movements whenever you have a lower back pain. But if the pain persists, obviously you would have to go to your doctor. And then what we're going to do now, we're also going to stretch our knee out, okay? So you're going to have your legs bent. Your feet should be flat on the floor. I don't want this, I don't want, weird things. It should be completely flat, okay? So you'll just bring up, okay, so let's first do this one. So you bring it up, okay, and you have the one leg out in front of you. So this will also help you. It does actually this, it also helps with the same muscles that the child's pose does. So a lot of times stretching your glutes, doing stretches that stretch your glutes assist in that lower back pain problem that we all have sometimes. So that brings me to the end of this one. I'll see you next time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our show. You don't want to miss tomorrow's show, so please stay tuned for tomorrow, 10:30. Same place, same time.